Emergency plane the landing without wheels. I am absolutely sure that each of us would have done it the same way, and that the result would have been the same, Wrona said in his dark blue pilot's uniform with golden insignia. We tried to put the plane down as gently as we could. Polish Airlines Flight 16 was a Boeing 767 passenger jet on a scheduled service from Newark, United States, to Warsaw, Poland, that on November 1, 2011 made an emergency landing at Warsaw Chopin Airport after its landing gear failed to extend. A leak in one of the aircraft's hydraulic systems occurred shortly after takeoff, resulting in the loss of all of the hydraulic fluid supplying the primary landing gear system. The decision was made to continue to Warsaw in order to use up the heavy load of fuel needed for the transatlantic flight. The aircraft proceeded to approach as normal, but aborted when the landing gear failed to deploy. The crew informed Warsaw Air Traffic Control (ATC) that they were unable to lower the landing gear due to a hydraulic system failure. The captain decided to circle the airport for over an hour, to consume excess fuel and to allow time for ground emergency services to prepare for the landing. Visual observation by two Polish Air Force F-16 fighter jets verified that none of the landing gear was down. Attempts to lower the landing gear by alternative means failed. The captain of Flight 16 was Tadeusz Wrona, a 30-year veteran pilot with 20 years of experience in the 767. Both the captain and first officer Jerzy Schwartz held airline transport pilot licenses, accumulating over 25,000 hours of flying time between them, of which 15,000 on 767 aircraft. They had no other options but to start preparing for landing. The airport was evacuated for the arrival of the aircraft, and roads around the airport were closed to accommodate emergency services. Other flights which were due into Warsaw were diverted or returned to their point of departure. Take a look at real footage from that day. At 14:40 CET the crew made a successful gear-up landing on runway 33, with no injuries to anyone. The aircraft, however, sustained substantial damage. All of those on board were evacuated within 90 seconds. The airport remained closed to traffic until 16 p.m., November 3, 2011, to enable removal of crash debris and then a final inspection of runways and aprons. Passengers on board the plane described Tuesday's landing as so smooth they thought they had landed on wheels. However, sparks, smoke and small fires under the plane erupted on landing, and emergency workers immediately doused the plane with water. One reporter asked him about the exceptional landing. Wrona joked that he heard one passenger in the back complain about feeling a bump, eliciting chuckles from journalists. Several Facebook pages sprang up immediately to express admiration for Wrona, with some calling him a superhero. "Fly like an eagle and land like a crow," runs a phrase that has appeared on Facebook, playing on the word Wrona, Polish for crow. Shortly after the evacuation, a team from the Polish State Commission on Aircraft Accidents Investigation, SCA, arrived, and discovered that the C829 circuit breaker, which protects a number of systems including the alternate landing gear extension system, was popped. The C4248 breaker for the alternate landing gear remained closed. After the plane was lifted off the runway, the C829 circuit breaker was closed, and the landing gear was extended, using the alternate system. The plane was then towed to the lot maintenance hangar, for further investigation. The preliminary report by the SCA found that a hydraulic leak occurred shortly after takeoff after the landing gear and flaps were retracted. The leak was from a flexible hose in the center hydraulic system, resulting in a loss of all fluid in that system. The drop in pressure as indicated by the ICAs and recorded by the flight data recorder. 11:16, later investigation indicated a pop circuit breaker just to the right of the FO at floor level would have enabled the electric motor for releasing the undercarriage. The breaker was reset after landing and the undercarriage extended normally. At the end of that, Polish President Bronisław Komorowski praised the crew and thanked them for their successful landing. The damage to the Boeing 767 was so extensive that the airline chose not to repair it. The aircraft was eventually scrapped in November 2013. That's all. Take a look at other videos and don't forget to subscribe or drop a like.